Dear students, welcome back to the video solution of the quantitative aptitude session from the CUET model exam. So here in this session also you will get some of the basic type of questions which you already familiar from the previous set of exam questions. So there is nothing, so not any suspenses in this set of questions. Hope you all performed well in this particular set. So we can check which are the tricky approaching style towards each and every questions and which are the revisited concepts which we already discussed in the previous set of exams. So here we can consider our first question. So this is two numbers are such that the ratio between them is 4:7. If each increased by 4, the ratio becomes 3:5, the larger number. First of all, we have to consider which is the usual approaching style here. So here the initial numbers are 4:7. And finally, it's become when 4 we are adding to these two numbers. So 4 on both the numbers, 4 on both the numbers. So what we'll get, the final ratios is in the form 3:5. That's a basic idea. Then we have to find out the larger number. So look at the set of options here. So while we are considering this larger number, so we got the idea that this larger number, that's a multiple of 7. That's the first basic tricky approach. Look at the given set of options, which is a multiple of 7. So look at the given options. So here 36 is not a multiple of 7. And 48, it's again not a multiple of 7. But 56, it's a multiple of 7. But 61 is not a multiple of 7. Clear? That's a very simple, tricky approaching style. So then, which is the another type of approach that we can consider in this types of questions here? We just consider these numbers. We can express as 4x and 7x. And we are adding 4 to both the numbers. We can express it like this. This is 4x plus 4 and 7x plus 4. Then what will happen? This new ratio, it becomes 3:5. So from this arrangement, we can find out the value of x. So here what do you want to do? You just make a cross multiplication here, a cross multiplication. So that means 5 into 4x plus 4, which is equal to 3 into 7x plus 4. So while we are multiplying this one, this is 20x plus 20. And this is 21x plus 12. Correct? So therefore, here we will get x is equal to 8. If we got x as 8, we know that the larger number, we assumed that as 7x. As we have the value of x, which is a larger number here, that is 7x. So that is nothing but 7 into 8, so which is equal to 56. So like this way, we can consider this one of the conventional approaching styles. There another one logical approaching style also we can consider for these types of questions. Here, initially these ratios are 4:7. And finally these ratios are 3:5. Here it is given that both the values increased by 4. In such a situation, what you can do? If you need to find out the multiplicative factor applicable on the first ratio, suppose that multiplicative factor, I just expressed that as x. We are going to find out this x. In the previous approaching style, I just explained what is the conventional way to reach the value of x. Here, I just teach you what is the most easiest approaching style towards for finding the value of multiplicative factor in such a situation. For finding this x, we have to consider a division process. So what do you want to do? For finding this x, from this arrangement, you just multiply these two values in a cross multiplication manner and find the difference between those two values. So this is 5 into 4. That is the largest among them. Therefore, we have to write that value at first. Minus 3 into 4. So this is the first step. That means we have to keep this cross product difference as the numerator divided by. So our second step, we just find the cross product of these two ratio values and find the difference there that we have to keep as the denominator of this operation. So here which is greater? This 3 into 7 is greater. Therefore, that is 3 into 7 minus 5 into 4. 5 into 4. So that's it. Within this single step, you can easily catch what is the value of this multiplicative factor. So this is simply 20 minus 12 divided by 21 minus 20. So that's equal to 8. So we got this as 8. So once you got that value is 8, just apply here. Therefore, what is this value? This is 7 into 8, that is 56. So this is the easiest and the quickest way to find the value of the multiplicative factor. So then move to the next question. A number when divided by 136 leaves remainder 36. If the same number is divided by 17, the remainder will be. So when a number divided by 136, it leaves a remainder 36. Then what we can say about this particular number, or what is the nature of this number? So that number we can express it as 136x. X is a quotient plus 36. Suppose if a number when we divide by 136, it leaves a remainder 36, then such number can be expressed in this way. Our question is, when we divide the same number again by 17, which will be the remainder? So that means at this time we are dividing this expression 136x plus 36 divided by 17. What's the trick behind most of this type of questions? So there, no doubt, this part or this number, that's always a multiple of this new divisor. So that means this portion, so that is 136 is divisible by 17. If 136 is divisible by 17, what's the conclusion there? So there the remainder leaves is 0. So then we have to consider, so 136 into x, that is irrespective of the value of x. So as this 136 is divisible by 17, 136 into any other natural number, that is also divisible by 17. So what you have to consider, only you have to think about this remaining portion, that is 36. So therefore, we can reduce that requirement step like this. This is same as 36 divided by 17. What is 36 divided by 17? That's the usual division process here. We know that 2 times of 17 equal to 34. Remainder 2 will be there. So therefore, the remainder is 2. So therefore, the answer is option 1. Okay, then the next question, that's a third based question. That's a simplification form. This root 24, first of all, we just consider. What is this root 24? Root 24, we can split it as, this is equal to 6 into 4, right? This 4 is a perfect square. Therefore, we can write it as 2 root 6. Similarly, what is root 216? As we know, 216 is nothing but 6 into 6 into 6. Get it? So here these two 6 together, we can take that as outside. So therefore, this we can write as 6 root 6. What about the denominator 96? So immediately, once you got the idea of this conversion, this is 16 into 6, that is 96. What is root 16? That is 4. Therefore, this is 4 into root 6. So once you got the values like this, then we can connect it. So our question, that is root 24. So root 24 plus root 216 divided by root 96. What you can write here? This is root 24 is 2 root 6. So this is 2 root 6 plus 6 root 6 divided by 4 root 6. So this root 6 just act in the form of a variable x. That means 2x plus 6x divided by 4x. That's it. So therefore, what is 2x plus 2 root 6 plus 6 root 6? That is 8 root 6. And denominator, that is 4 root 6. Root 6 become cancelled. 8 by 4, that is equal to Here the answer is option 2, that is 2. Okay, then which will be the next question here. A, B, C, D, E are 5 consecutive odd numbers. 5 consecutive odd numbers. Their average is. Suppose here we just consider A, B, C, D, E. If I am going to express these all numbers in terms of A, so this is A. So what about this one? If it is the immediately next odd number, what we can consider the difference between these two values is 2. If A is the first such odd number, the second odd number, immediately next odd number, that is A plus 2. That's it. So then the third odd number, A plus 4. I like that, this way. So if you need to find out the fourth odd number, that is A plus 6, and fifth odd number, that is A plus 8. As we know, the consecutive odd natural numbers are in AP, arithmetic progression. So these are in AP. So these are in AP. AP means arithmetic progression. I am applying a simple trick here. So in an AP, what we can conclude, in an AP, in an arithmetic progression, mean equal to median. Mean equal to median. Hope you all are well aware about these two terms. Mean. Here, mean is nothing but, in this context, that is average. What is median? Median is nothing but middlemost observation. Middlemost observation. So here, while we are arranging a set of numbers in ascending or descending order, then which will be the exact middle observation, that is called median. So while we are considering this set of observations, so which is median here at that time? So that's the middlemost observation. So which is this one? So therefore, we are sure our answer is A plus 4. Otherwise, what you can do? So this method, it's a smart approaching style based on that awareness. So without doing any prior step of operation, these all are only concept that you have to keep in your mind. So you don't want to reproduce this or do this types of rough work at the time of exam. You are well aware about the situation, and you know that while we are arranging these numbers in ascending order, then the middlemost object or middlemost number, that is the average here. Otherwise, what you can do, you just add these all expressions together, then divide it by 5. So that's another one method. Got it? So like this way, we are sure our answer is A plus 4. Then which is the next number question here. If 32 students in a class are females, and the ratio of the female to male students 16:9, then what percentage of the class is female? So here we just consider, so female is to male. So that is 16:9. So what about the total here? So here total, so that is 25. Actually in this question, the 32 students, that's an irrelevant data for finding this kind of a percentage operations. So here we have to find out the number of females is what percentage of the total students. So therefore, our required percentage is nothing but number of females is what percentage of the total. Here the question is, then what percent of the class is female? So therefore this is female, number of females divided by total into 100%. So from this set of values, here female is nothing but 16 and the total is 25 into 100%. So what it is, here we know that 4 times of 25 will be equal to 100, then 16 into 4, that is equal to 64%. So here the answer is 64%. If x% of 350 is equal to 21, so we can write it like this, x% of 350 equal to 21. We have to find out the value of x. So x% of 350, how we can expand it as it in the form x by 100 into 350, which is equal to 21. So here we can simplify this 350 and 100. This is 7 times of 50. This is 2 times of 50. Take this 7 by 2 towards right side. At that time, what we will get? X is equal to 21 into 2 by 7, which is equal to 6. Therefore, the value of X is 6. Easily, through the conventional approach, direct approaching styles, without using any logic, we reach the conclusion here. So, that is such a direct question. Another interesting question from simple interest. As we know, what is the result for finding simple interest? That is PNR by 100. Got it? So, this is the result. At which sum the simple interest at the rate of 3 and 3 by 4% per annum will be 210 in 2 and 1 by 3 years. So, here we have to convert this 3 and 3 by 4%. So, what it is? 4 into 3, that is 12. 12 plus 3, 15. So, this is 15 by 4%. And that period are the number of years. So, that is 2 and 1 by 3. So, this is equal to 7 by 3 years. So, these 2 points or 2 values, we convert it into improper fractions. Then after that, we just apply this one. This is PNR by 100. P, we don't know. What is N? That is 7 by 3. 7 by 3. What is R? 15 by 4. By 100. So, that is equal to 210. So, we have to find out this principal value. Therefore, this is P into 7 by 3, 15 by 4. So, which is equal to this, take this 100 towards right side. So, this much value. Therefore, what is P? So, therefore, P is equal to 21,000 into, take the reciprocal of these values, this is 3 by 7, 4 by 15. Simplify these values. Here, when we are considering this one, this is 3 times, right? Therefore, this is 3,000. And when we are simplifying this one further, so therefore, here we will get this is equal to 200 into 3 into 4. So, 200 into 3 into 4, that is 2,400. Clear? So, after simplifying this one, this is 200 times into 3, that's equal to 600, 600 into 4, that's equal to 2,400. So, this is an important conversion here. You have to convert this mixed fraction form of rate and number of years, time, in the form of improper fractions. That's a very important requirement in such questions. A is thrice as good as workman as B, and therefore is able to finish the job in 60 days, less than B. Working together, they can do it in. So, that's an interesting question. It's a concept-wise question. Once you are really strong in the concept of time and work, then only you can find the answer of such a question. I will teach you what's a smart way to reach such a conclusion. Here it is given that A is thrice as good as workman B. So, it means we can consider the ratio of their efficiencies. First of all, we are considering the ratio of their efficiencies. Correct. A is thrice as good. Therefore, this is 3:1. That is efficiency. So, if efficiency and the ratio 3:1, how this efficiency or time are connected? So, time is inversely proportional to efficiency when we are thinking about a certain quantity of work. That means when work is constant, this time is inversely proportional to efficiency. Therefore, here we can consider what is the ratio of time. As these components are in inverse variation and the ratio of efficiencies is 3:1, so no doubt then the ratio of time is 1:3. 1:3. It is given that this time-wise difference is 60 days. Correct? I am writing it like this. 2 is representing 60 days. Clear? So, understand that's a statement here. Therefore, is able to finish a job in 60 days less than B. So that means the time taken by A and B and the ratio 1:3. So here A required 60 days less than B. So as per this ratio arrangement, A required 2 units less than B. So that 2 is representing 60 days. Therefore, we can easily catch if this 2 is representing 60, this 1 is representing 30 and this 3 is representing 90. So these two are two important conclusions here. Based on these important conclusions, we are reaching the answer. That means here A required 30 days, B required 90 days. So we can write it. A alone required 30 days for the completion of the work. B alone required 90 days for the completion of the work. Then in how many days A and B together? As we already learned it, if A can complete a work in X days, B can complete in Y days, then the number of days they together is XY by X plus Y days. So applying that result, here this is 30 into 90 divided by 30 plus 90. What is 30 into 90? Keep the values. Either we have to keep in that way itself, that is 30 into 90. Only you have to add the denominators together, that is 120. Just simplify these values here. So whenever we are doing these values, so here 30 and 120, that is 4. So 90 by 4, what is 90 by 4? Here we know that 90 by 2, that is 45. Again by 2, that is 22.5. So therefore, this is 22.5 days. This 22.5 days expressed in the option that has 22 and 1/2 days. So this is the answer. So therefore, it's a strategically or the concept-wise an important question. So understand the way of approach towards such a question. That's a very important understanding. So once you're familiar with the basic idea or the basic concept of the topic, time and work, then only we can tackle these types of questions effectively. Otherwise, we may spend too much time for finding the answer of similar type of questions. So what you can do, you can prepare with all the varieties of questions in the similar type or based on this concept-wise approach. So that's a very important practice here. Okay, then we can consider our next question. There are 100 students in a hostel. Food for all of them is sufficient for 20 days. So it's a basic chain rule related questions or the variation wise question. Here we just consider 100 students. If there are 100 students, the available food is lasting for 20 days. 20 days. Correct. So therefore 25 more students join them. How long will the food last? If 25 more students, therefore the new strength here, it becomes 125, right? 125. Just think about the situation. If the number of students increased here, what will be the relation or the variation occurred on the number of days or the durability of this food availability? So whether it will increase or decrease? Whenever the number of students or the consumers is more, then the number of duration or the number of days will less. So it will decrease here. That means this number of students and number of days are in inverse variation. If these two quantities are in inverse variation, just like our time and work concept, product of these two values should be equal to product of these two values. Suppose we just consider the case of time and work situations, 100 workers can complete a work in 20 days. Same work, in this context, the same quantity of food. Same work, in how many days 125 workers can complete? The same logic here. So what you can consider? The product of these two values, that's equal to 100 into 20 divided by this 125. That's the easiest way of approach here. So whenever we are doing this one, this is 4 times of 25, this is 5 times of 25, again this is 4 times, therefore that is equal to 16 days. So if the questions will be like this food and number of persons, or the question related to camp or garage like this, In all such situations, we are applying the same trick. Then we can check which will be our next question. An iron pipe 20 centimeter long has exterior diameter equal to 25 centimeter. If the thickness of the pipe is 1 centimeter, then the whole surface of the pipe is, means here we are expecting whole surface area. First of all, we have to consider what's the diagram here. Suppose we just consider a pipe like this. So it's a cylindrical picture we are considering like this. Got it? So this we have to consider. Here 20 centimeter long. So this is 20 centimeter long. And diameter, so that is 25 centimeter. Exterior diameter, so exterior diameter 25 centimeter. If exterior diameter is 25 centimeter, what is the exterior radius? So exterior radius means here to here. So that exterior radius, so that is 25 by 2. So that is exterior radius. So what is interior radius? Interior radius. So this is exterior radius, this is interior radius. For finding this interior radius, here we just consider the thickness of this pipe is 1 centimeter. So this thickness, so this is 1 centimeter. So therefore, what is the inner diameter? That is 25 minus this one and this one. Therefore, that is 23. Therefore, inner radius 23 by 2. So these are the measures here. Therefore, we have to consider how many faces here. So that's the important understanding. That's your three-dimensional awareness or your visualization skill. So here we have to consider all the faces, all the surfaces. So therefore, all the surfaces in the sense here, it has two curved surfaces. So one is this outer curved surface and another one is inner curved surface. And two faces, here one and its opposite side one. Got it? So therefore, we are going to find out each and every one. So first one, I am considering outer curved surface. That in short I am writing here. So that is outer curved surface area. Got it? Outer curved surface area. Or so we are quite familiar with the CSA. Therefore, in short, I am writing it will be like this for avoiding confusion. Outer curved surface area. This outer curved surface area is nothing but 2 pi RH. So 2 pi RH. Here H in the sense that is 20 centimeter. In this case, what is H here? So that is H equal to. H is nothing but the length here. That is 20 centimeter. These are the measures. So this is outer curved surface area. When we substitute the values here, this is equal to 2 pi into. So what is this big R? That is 25 by 2 and H is equal to 20. So for the simplifying this one, this is equal to 500 pi centimeter square. Therefore, the inner curved surface area, that is the next one. So inner curved surface area. What is the difference here? Here we are using the small r. That's only the difference. So therefore, how we can find out it? 2 times of pi, and what is inner radius? That is 23 by 2, and this height is nothing but the same as 20. They are the same. Whether it's outer curved surface area or inner curved surface area, length is same, or that is the height in this context. So therefore, this is equal to 460 pi centimeter square. Then we are going to find out 2 base areas. So this is one base area and opposite one base area. What is the shape of this base area? So that's in the form of a ring. So here we just consider a circular ring. So what is the area of a circular ring? So that is pi into r square minus r square. We are applying that result here. So therefore, we just consider 2 times of base areas. 2 times of base areas. So these base areas in the form of ring, circular ring. Therefore, 2 times of pi into r square minus r square. So here you will get 2 pi into. So here r square in the sense 25 by 2 the whole square minus 23 by 2 the whole square. So how we can write it? This is 2 pi into this numerator 25 square minus 23 square. Either you have to consider the values here or just consider the application of identity a plus b into a minus b. Like that also we can find out it. So that means I am using that one, that is a plus b into a minus b. This is 25 minus 23 whole divided by 2 square. 2 square is nothing but 4. So therefore this is pi into what is 25. So this is 25 into, this is 2 pi into 25 into 23, that's equal to 48 into 2 divided by 4. So here we know that 4 and these 2 will become simplified. So therefore this is 48 pi. So then after that, what we can do? So we are going to find out the total surface. So whenever we are considering the total surface area, so here the total surfaces area. So we have to add these all values together. This is 500 pi plus 460 pi plus 48 pi. So pi here. So just add these all values together. Here you will get this is 8 and this value is 6 plus 4, that's equal to 10, and 1 plus 5, sorry, 1 plus 4, 5, 5 plus 5, 10. So this much pi. So pi, we know that is nothing but 22 by 7. Here all our answers are without pi. Therefore we have to apply the value of pi also here. So here this is 1008 into 22 by 7. So just simplify these values here. This is 1 time of 7 here, 30. So then 4 times 28. Then for the remainder 2 is there, 28 is here, 4. Just multiply these values together. That is 144 into 22. How to do the multiplication effectively? What is 144 into 2? So that is 288 into 11. So what is the easy method for the multiplication by 11 here? So 280. If we need to multiply any number by 11, first we just write this unit digit. Then add these values together. 8 plus 8, that is 16. Keep 1 as a carry forward. And next step, 2 plus 8, 10. Plus our 1, that is 11. Again 1 as a carry forward. Last this 2 itself plus 1. So that is 3168 centimeter square. So that is such a lengthy steps of operation. So here the answer is 3168 centimeter square here. So understand here the answer is option 2. Then the next question. If a person rows a boat in the direction of the stream, the direction of the stream means that is downstream speed. Direction of the stream, so that is downstream speed. So usually this downstream speed expressed with the letter V, that is 6 kilometer per hour. 6 kilometer per hour. So understand, downstream speed is nothing but if you are rowing the boat along with the direction of the stream, along with the stream. That means the stream's flow is supporting your movement. So that is 6 kilometer per hour. And against the stream at 4 kilometer per hour, that is called upstream speed. So that is called upstream speed. Upstream speed. So that represented by the letter U, it is given that 4 kilometer per hour. So we are going to find out the speed of the stream. So here we are finding speed of the stream. So don't forget this one, speed of the stream. So what is the speed of stream? So that is simply this downstream speed minus upstream speed divided by 2. With the help of this result, directly we can find out what is speed of the stream here. So this is 6 minus 4 by 2, which is equal to 1 kilometer per hour. So that is the speed of the stream here. So that's an easy question, but you have to understand, you have to by heart those results. Those are the very basic results related to birds and streams. Once you are make a clarity about that concept of birds and streams or the topic, most of the students are unaware about that topic and they may prejudicially consider that it's quite a difficult set of concepts, but it's not like that. It's very simple. By using very simple 4 results like this one, the relationship between 4 components: speed of the bird in still water, speed of the stream, upstream speed, downstream speed. So with the help of the mutual relationship or connections between these components, you can easily find out the answer of most of the questions. Okay, so we can consider our next question. Marked price of a shirt is 60. If it is sold at 51, the percentage of discount. So here marked price, that is 60, and selling price, so that is 51. So what is the discount here? So here the discount is nothing but marked price minus selling price, which is equal to ₹9. So then what is discount percent? Discount percent is nothing but this discount is what percentage of marked price. So that is discount percentage. So here this 9 is what percentage of marked price here. So marked price is 60 into 100%. Clear? So just simplify this one. So here this is equal to 3/20 into 100. So that is equal to 15%. So here we got the answer as 15%. So that's a very simple result-wise approach. Only we have to recall what is the way to or the result to find out the percentage of discount here. That is simply discount divided by marked price into 100. Diagonal of a square field is 40 meter. Find the area of the field. So here if you are considering the diagonal of a square. So this is a square and its diagonal. It will be like, so this is a diagonal. So what is the relationship or how we can connect this diagonal and area? This is diagonal. So therefore, area of a square. Area of square. So as we know, the area of square is nothing but a square, side into side. But with respect to diagonal, this is half d square. Just like a rhombus relationship. Rhombus, we know that what is the area of a rhombus? So based on its diagonals, that is half into d1 into d2. Basically, a square is also a rhombus, but its diagonals are equal in length. Therefore, half into d1 into d2, you can consider half into d into d. So that is half into d square. So here this is half into d square. So d square, what is 40 square? 40 square is equal to 1600, right? So therefore, this is 800 meter square. So this is the answer. Clear? The next question. Yeah, it's another tricky calculation based question. So here 916. So I am writing that question mark as x into 3. So that is 214344. Look like a simple question, but it will take time. So what actually we are going to do? We are going to do the operation like this. 214344 divided by 96 into 3. So at this time, I'm just simply give some basic idea about its unit digit. Unit digit in the sense, here 6 into 3, 8. 8 into which value will make 4. So that's a simple idea about the unit digit. Here 6 into 3, its unit digit is 8. 8 into which value will make this 4 here. That's a simple trick. So 8 into 3 or 8. 2 possibilities. So look at here. So here 2 possibilities, 68 and 78, right? So therefore our answer is one among these 2 values. But after that, what we can do? Therefore, there are some other tricky concepts also, but at this point of time, with the help of only this one question, you may be confused while we are considering such type of operations. What you can do? You just do the normal simplifications. Normal simplification in this case, this is 214 344. So here we are dividing this one. So whenever we are dividing this one, I just give you another one easy method. Anyway, we reached up to these 2 points. So that is, our answer is either 78 or 68. So what I am going to do, I'm just multiplying these two values together. That is 96 into 3. So 6 into 3, 18. 1 is there. 27 plus 1, 28. Got it. You just simply check. Our doubt is whether the answer is 78 or 68. That's it. So here I'm going to multiply this 288 by 70. So this multiplication is an easiest type of operation. So here I am doing this multiplication. Here I'm going to multiply this value 288 into 70. Why I took 70? 70 lies in between these two values, 68 and 78. So what you will get? So here this is equal to 0. Say 8 into 7, 56, 5 is there. So again 8 into 7, 56 plus 5, 61, 6 is there. So this is 14 plus 6, 20 is there. So look at this value. That is greater than this quantity. Therefore, we are sure our x is greater than 70. If x is greater than 70, we are sure we reached. As per the unit digit of these two values, we reached. Our answer is either 78 or 68. Therefore, what we can conclude? The most appropriate value here, that is 78 here. Therefore, the answer through this operation, this is equal to 78. Otherwise, what you can do, you just do the normal simplifications. You just consider the normal division process. Here, find the smallest perfect square number which can be completely divided by 12, 15 and 20. So what is my method or the tricky method here? First of all, you just consider the smallest perfect square. So here, this 180 is not a perfect square. 400, this 400, so that's a perfect square, but it is not divisible by 12 or 15. So not divisible by 12 and 15. So therefore, this is not the answer. Then which will be the next number? 900. So while we are considering 900, this is divisible by 12. How to check the divisibility by 12? That number should be divisible by 4, again divisible by 3. This last 2 zeros, while observing last 2 zeros, yeah, it is divisible by 4. And this number is divisible by 3 also, therefore 12 division is possible. And 15, how to check it? So whether the number is divisible by 5 as well as divisible by 3. Yeah, here both the conditions are satisfying. And 20 also, because here the last 2 digits are 0, 0. So it's all satisfying here, therefore this is the answer. So this is a simple trick. But what is the mathematical approach here? In such a question, here what you have to consider? So you just consider what is the specialty or the factorization of this number, 12. As we know, 12 is nothing but 2 square into 3. So that is 12. This is the prime factorized expression. 50. So this is 3 into 5. And 20. So this is 2 square into 5. So we just consider a perfect square which contains these all factors. So first of all, I'm going to write what is the LCM of these numbers. From there, I will explain which will be the required perfect square value. So while considering the LCM, least common multiple, so 2 at the maximum you have to write here, that is 2 square. 3 at the maximum, 1, 3. 5 at the maximum, 1, 5. Got it? So this is a number, least number. So this is a least number which should be exactly divisible by these 3 values. Therefore, we are making it as a perfect square. What is the condition for the exponents of the prime factors of a perfect square? This exponent should be even. So if you want to make the exponents are even, a required number, this 2, its exponent right now, that is even. But 3, it is not even. Therefore, we have to make it even. What we are doing? We just multiply this number by 3. And 5, we have to make this exponent as even. So therefore, this is the least such perfect square. Got it? This is the such least perfect square. So what it is, this is 4, this is 9, this is 25. So 25 into 4 is equal to 100 into 9. So that is 900. So like this way, we can mathematically consider the operation of this question. Okay, then we can move to the next question. The average of 10 numbers is 30. If 5 is added to each of the numbers, then the new average will be. So that's the basic result. If the average of x1, x2, x3, etc., xn is equal to x bar, this is the average, then the average of, we are adding a certain value k to each of the observations here, x1 plus k, x2 plus k, etc., xn plus k. What will happen? Our average also will increase by k. So this is x bar plus k. So by applying the same logic, it is given that initially the average of these 10 numbers is 30. So each values increased by 5. If 5 is added to each value, if 5 is added to each value, 5 is added to each value. So here what will happen? So therefore this is equal to 30 plus 5. So what is the answer here? That's equal to 35. That's a simple theoretical approach concepts. While reading the question itself, you have to create such a conclusion. So that's a basic understanding. So there's a basic property of arithmetic progression here, or the average, not arithmetic progression, average here, average of a set of observations. And similarly, we already learned one more property here, that's the case of arithmetic progression. Here, if the given set of observations are in arithmetic progression, what's the additional condition there? So mean equal to median. But this condition is commonly applicable for any set of observations. So whenever we are increasing a constant value with each and every observation, its average also will increase that much. Instead, if we are subtracting a constant value from all the observations, so average also face the same decrease there. And again, multiplication also and division also satisfying this condition. Whenever we are multiplying all the observations by a constant value, the average also will be multiplied by such value. And the division, in the case of division also, we can follow the same set of observation or operation. So here the next question, if 35% of x is 735, find 80% of x will be. So here 35% of x, so that is 735. So what is 80% of x? I am explaining it with the help of a unitary method. Instead of considering this type of operations, what I am going to do in such type of operations, these two are same. Therefore, in short, we can simply write this 35 is representing 735. Then 80 is representing how much? That's it. Simple. Instead of writing the steps like this. Again, we know that these two values are divisible by 5. So this is 5 into 7. This is 5 into 16. Right? Then what we can do, 7 chocolates, its price is 735. Therefore, the price of 1 chocolate, that is 735 by 7. Such 16 chocolates into 16. We just divide it. So this is 105 into 16. So multiply them together. As we know, 100 into 16, 1600. 5 into 16, that is 80. Got it. So 100 into 16, 1600 plus 80. Therefore, 1680. Got it. So therefore, the answer is option 1. So this is a simple way. This is a unitary approach. Unitary kind of approach for this type of questions. Instead of doing the percentage operation, we can directly connect with the similar type of values. The next question, simple interest on rupees 500 for 4 years at a 6.25% per annum is equal to the simple interest on 400 at 5% per annum for a certain period of time. So as we already learned, what is simple interest? Simple interest is PNR by 100. So it is given that 500. So 500 for 4 years at 6.25% per annum, that is same as on 400 at 5% per annum for n years. So this n we have to find out. So while we are observing these values, we can cancel the like terms. Here 100, 100 we can cancel. This for 5 into 4, 500 into 4 is same as 400 into 5. So therefore n is equal to 6.25. This 0.25 how we can express? This is 1 by 4. So therefore the answer is 6 and 1 by 4 years. Easily we will get the answer. So that's through a simple means elimination process or the cancellation process we can find the answer easily. The diameter, if the diameter of a sphere is 6 meter, so here the diameter that is 6 meter. So what is radius here? 3 meter. So then what is the volume of hemisphere? So what is the volume of a hemisphere? That is 2 by 3 pi r cube. So here 2 by 3 pi into 3 cube. So therefore this is nothing but 18 pi. So here that is the volume of a hemisphere. Applying this result 2 by 3 pi r cube. Don't forget this is diameter, not radius. Not radius. That's the important idea here. The next one, 2x plus 3y equal to 29. It is given that a simple equation like this, 2x plus 3y, that is 29. And given that y equal to x plus 3, what you can do? 2x plus 3. Instead of y, you just put x plus 3 there, is 29. So we got the entire expression in terms of x. So therefore this is 2x plus 3x, that is 5x, plus this is 3 into 3, that's equal to 9. So that is 29. So therefore 5x equal to 29 minus 9, that is 20. Therefore x is equal to 4. So we have to find out the value of x. X is equal to 4 here. ABC entered into a partnership. A invested 1,400 for 8 months, B invested 1,800 for 7 months, and C invested 2,100 for 4 months. They gained 690 together. The share of ABC will be. So it's a question related to or from the topic partnership. Partnership. Got it. What is the trick here? So here we have to consider the ratio of profit. So usually profit is distributing at the end of a year. So ratio is profit is nothing but their investment into time. So the first person, his investment is 1,400 for 8 months is 2. And the second person's investment is 1,800 for 7 months. Similarly, the third person's investment is 2,100 for 4 months. Got it? So this is basically a ratio. Therefore, we can simplify the like terms. So whenever we are doing the simplification process, this is the first step. You just understand that step. Here, these two zeros we can cancel from each value. And each of these values divisible by 7. Got it? So when we divide it by 7, you can write that as 2. Divide by 7, that is 1. Divide by 7, that is 3. Again, we know that these all values are divisible by 2. So here, when we divide it by 2, so therefore this is equal to 4, or we just cancel this 2. Write this 8. Got it? And this is 2. Write this as 9. And write this 2. This is 2 into 3. So that is 6. So we got the final ratio or the ratio of profit in the ratio 8 is to 9 is to 6. So here it is given that the total amount, that is 690. So while we are considering the ratio of profit, in short I am directly writing this is equal to 8 is to 9 is to 6. Clear? If this 8 is to 9 is to 6, or from here itself we can catch it. That's better. What is the sum of these all values? What is the sum of these all values? 8 plus 9, that is 17. 17 into 6, that is 23. This 23 is representing how much? 690. 690 here. So look at this 23 into how much will make the 690. That's it. So here this is 23 into 30, right? 23 into 30. 23 into 30 will be equal to 690. Therefore, each of these values we just consider. What is its corresponding? 8 into 30. This is 9 into 30. And the final one, 6 into 30. So what you will get? 8 into 30, that is 240 rupee. And 9 into 30, 270 rupee. And 6 into 30, 180 rupee. Therefore, these are the values, or these are the shares, profit shares of those three persons. So this is a basic approaching style of partnership. Understand that we are considering the investment into period of investment. So this is the worth of their investment. So as per this worth of their investment, we are distributing the annual profit. So that's a simple concept here. Two circular cylinders of equal volume have heights in the ratio 1:2, the ratio of the radii. So what is the ratio of volume? So here volume 1:2, volume 2. So this is a circular cylinder. So therefore the volumes are pi r1 square h1 is to pi r2 square h2. That's it. Here h1 and h2 heights are in the ratio 1:2. Clear? So cylinders are equal, their volumes are equal. Therefore V1 equal to V2 in the sense pi r1 square h1 equal to pi r2 square h2. So like that we can consider. It is given that here this h1 and h2 are in the ratio 1:2. Pi and pi are common. Therefore what I can do, this is r1 square into 1. This is r2 square into 2, because the heights are in the ratio 1:2. We are going to find out r1 square is to r2 square. What is r1 square is to r2 square? That is 2:1. Therefore, what is r1 is to r2? Take the root on numerator and denominator here. Therefore, this is root 2 by root 1. So that is nothing but root 2 is to 1. So here the ratio of the radii. So that is root 2 is to 1. Then 23rd question. 4 years ago, at the time of marriage, the average age of a couple was 20 years. Now they have a child of age 3 years, that's the average age of this family. So here we just consider 4 years ago, the average is 20 years. Therefore, here we are considering 4 years ago. Here average age of couple. Age of couple. So that is 20 years. It is given as 20 years. Therefore, what is the sum of ages of couple? Correct. Ages of couple. So that is equal to 20 into 2. So that is 40 years. Right? 40 years. Therefore, we just consider at present, that means 4 years back, this was the sum. Therefore, at present, what is the sum? So, at present situation. So, here, sum of ages of all three members. Child also be there. So what will happen there? The total sum, that is 40, and each person's age increased by 4. Therefore, 4 plus 4, that is 2 times of 4. I am writing the stepwise operations here. And this child's age also we have to enter here. This child age is 3 years. So therefore, this is equal to 51. Therefore, at this point of time, we have to find out the new average. So what is the new average here? So therefore, or the present average. New average in the sense, present average age. Present average age of these three persons, that is 51 by 3. So which is 17 years. Clear? So that is 17 years. So this is the way to reach the condition, it means approach. Here, this is an important point. So before or 4 years back, the sum was 40. At present, some of their ages, we have to consider those 2 persons' age increased by 4 each. So that's an important tricky concept there. Then our second last question from this quantitative aptitude area. A salesman gets a commission of 2.5% on whatever product he sells. He gets 12.50 rupees 12.50 as commission, the worth of the product he sold in a day. So here that is a very simple approach. This 2.5% of the total worth of the sales, that is rupees 12.5. So then we have to find out the total worth of the product. This total worth of the product, how we can express that as 100%. So that's a unitary method. Like the previous one question we discussed, in the similar way we can consider this one. So here 2.5%, 12.5. 100%, how much? So that's representing the total sales worth. Here we can easily connect it. That's a simple logic. Here we know that's 2.5. How many 2.5s will make 12.5? Here this is 2.5 into 5. 2.5 into 5 will make this 12.5. Therefore, the similar approach here, that is 100 into 5. So what is the answer here? This is rupees 500. So that is rupees 500. So that's an easiest approach. These types of all the questions you have to apply this unitary method. So that will save your time. Instead of doing more steps of operations, what is the most important advantage factor of this kind of an approach? Once you are familiar with this concept, you can do the operation by mind. So most of these types of questions by mind. So move to the next, the last question here. Aaron purchased a machine for 80,000 and spent 5,000 on repair, 1,000 on transport. Sold it with a 25% profit. At what price he sell the machines? So here we just consider, we know that its actual cost is 80,000, got it? But we have to consider what is the total expense. So here, what is the total expense? He spent 80,000 here, 80,000, and additional 5,000 for repair, and 1,000 rupee for transport, 1,000 rupee for transport. So what is the total expenditure here? So whenever we are considering the sum, so this is 8,600. Clear? Then after that, he needs to sell it at a profit of 25%. So what should be the selling price? That means that 25% should be applicable on this value. That means we have to find out what is 25% of this value, add it with this quantity. Or I just teach you another one method. So this is 125% of this expenditure, that is 86,000. This 125%, how we can write this 125%? 125% is nothing but 125 by 100. So here we know that both these values are divisible by 25. This is nothing but 5 by 4. So simply this is 5 by 4 into 86,000. So here first I am multiplying this 5 into 86,000, right? 5 into 86,000. So whenever we are considering this kind of a multiplications, how it will become? So this is equal to 4,30,000. Got it? Divided by 4. So just multiply this one. So 5 into 86,000, that is 4,30,000 divided by 4. So this is equal to, so for 1, so this is 0, and how many times here? This is 7 times of this value, that is equal to 28, and 20 here, that is 5, so 0. So therefore the answer is ready. So this is equal to 1,07,500. So understand that calculation method, it's some big values but not much complicated set of values. Easily you can tackle these types of operations. Here the basic idea, this is an expense or the total expenditure. So this profit we have to calculate on the total expenditure, not only this cost price. Here these all are the expenditure components. That means the amount he spent on repair amount he spent on transport. These all are expenditure heads. We have to consider it together. Like that, you have to create a total expenditure. And another very important requirement in this types of operations, this types of an understanding, quick understanding, that means selling price. So it should make a profit of 25%, means the selling price is 25% more than the cost price. So 25% more than something means the resultant value is 125% of the initial value. Here a profit of 25% is required, means the selling price should be 125% of the total expenditure in this context. So, and the next important understanding, this 125% you have to express in fractional form for the convenience of operation. Then we can do the operations easily. So these are the calculation steps required to this type of a question. These are the 25 questions in this mock exams. There is nothing new concept in this topic. All are quite familiar. So most of the questions, its concepts we discussed earlier. Therefore, it's a similar type or similar set of questions. So you have to check whether you were able to tackle these questions while approaching or observing the question itself, whether you created such a basic idea, or whether you identify the similarity, whether you identify that you are familiar with these types of questions from the previous set of questions in the exams. So like that, you have to check your rate of familiarity with the questions. Once you are approaching or observing such a question, if you can easily identify, it's a question which we already attended in the previous set of exams, so then immediately that concept will rush into your brain. So there is not any starting trouble at that time. And sometimes you can do the entire operations by mind. Like that, you have to practice it well. Right now, we can wind up. Thank you.
Welcome back to the next set of questions, and we'll deal the logical reasoning questions from this area. Okay, 359, 439, so it's a number series question. So number series questions, 359, 439, 527, 623, 727. What kind of a pattern you see there? Either you take the differences. These are the patterns we have seen, right? Differences, sometimes these numbers are related with the squares, or sometimes it's cubes, and the multiplication possibility. Many of these possibilities we have seen that. So here 359, 439, 527, 623, you can look at any number you like, or any number you are really familiar with. I like this number 623. That is what? 25 square is 625, so it's 25 square minus 2. How about the other numbers? Are they the squares of some of the number minus 2? Can we express these numbers as square minus 2? Say 729. 729, the nearest square what I know is 729. So that is 27 square. 27 square minus 2. So this is 25, this is 27. How about 527? 529 is 23 square. So that's 23 square minus 2. And this one, 21 square minus 2. 21 square is 441. So that's 21 square minus 2. And this one, 19 square is 361 minus 2. So 19 square minus 1, 21 square minus 2, 19 square, this is 19 square minus 2. So 19 square minus 2, 21 square minus 2, etc. And what we are looking for next one is 29 square minus 2. So 29 square, 841 minus 2 is 839. So the answer right here. Well, some of these questions you may see the differences. These differences may give a pattern as well. I'm pretty sure at least some of you have tried that way. If the square pattern, most of the time the square pattern, the differences may give you a pattern as well. So square pattern, difference pattern, both are possible here. Now next question. Number 2. Well, traffic is to road. Traffic is to road. Then what else? Which is the answer choice similar to traffic to road? Traffic moves through the road, right? Then how about like bus? Bus is kept in the depot. And roots, well, the tree, the basic part of the tree or the bottom part of the tree is roots, and the tree stands steady on the roots. And blood, vein, okay, blood moves through the vein or runs through the vein. And garage, car is garage. So which is the answer? Traffic, road. Well, what is that connection? Traffic, road. Well, traffic moves through the road, right? Bus is what? Bus and depot. Bus is kept in the depot. Bus is not really traveling through the depot, of course. Bus is getting into the depot, but it's a place to keep the bus. So bus is kept inside the depot. Then roots and tree, there is no such relation. Then blood and vein, yes, that's a similar relation. Traffic moves through the road. Then same way blood runs through the vein. തുറന്നിട്ടേക്കണേ. Car is to garage. Well, what is garage? Garage is a place where car is kept. Garage is not workshop. Outside India, garage is the place where car is kept. It's something like in India we call it porch, right? So that's a similar thing. So car doesn't run through the garage. Traffic moves through or runs through the road. Same way blood runs through the vein. So which is the best answer? Blood and vein. Next question what you have is number 3. Find the letter third to the left of the 9th letter to the right of the 4th letter to the left of N. So here one word is missing here. Find the letter which is third to the left of the letter, or find the letter which is third to the left of the letter, which is 9th letter to the right of the 4th letter to the left of N. Or you may read this way: find the third letter to the left of the 9th letter to the right of the 4th letter to the left of N. Either way, doesn't matter. So find the third letter. So let me remove this part. It's not necessary. Okay, so find the letter which is third to the left. Third to the left means -3. Ninth letter to the right, so +9. And 4th letter to the left, so 4th to the left. So ultimately when you add it up, what you get is +2. +2 from where? +2 from N. N is given. So N is 14th letter. N plus 2 is 16. So 16th letter is P. So the answer is what? P. So find the letter, or find the letter third to the left of 9th letter to the right to the 4th letter to the left of N. So the way the question is asked is not really interesting, but anyway, it's possible to get the answer. Number 4. 7, 7, 14, 42, 168. What is it? 7, 7, 14. Well, 7 plus 0 is 7. 7 plus 7 is 14. 14 plus something is 42. Or you may take it this way. 7 into 1 is 7. 7 into 2 is 14. 14 into 3 is 42. 42 into 4, 168. 168 into 5. 168 into 5. 160 into 5. 16 into 5 is what? 80. So 160 into 5 is 800. Balance is what? 8 into 5, 40. 840. So the answer is what? 840. Number 5. Door creaks and fire what? Door creaks. What is that connection? Door creaks. I'm pretty sure you know that it's a object and sound area. Door creaks. That's the sound of the door. And how about the fire? What's the sound of the fire? Sound of the bell. Everybody knows that bell rings, right? How about like if it's more than one bells, then that would be, the sound would be jingle. So that is the reason the Christmas song, probably you hear this song every year. Jingle bells, right? So that is not just one bell. If it's one bell, then probably it's ringing bell. So this is jingle bell. So jingle bells. So bells jingle. And how about the other things? Rain. Do you remember what's the sound of the rain? Rain patters. And what is the answer choices? Which one crackles? Is it the fire crackles? And which one patters? Rain patters. So this is rain. And which one whistles? The sound of the engine whistles. And which one swishes? So that's a wiper blade of your car or any kind of vehicle that swishes. What are the other important things you may have for the exam? Something like furniture. What's the sound of the furniture? If you move a furniture, what's the sound? Furniture makes what? Scraping sound, scrapes. How about the brake? What's the sound of the brake? Brake screeches. Screeching sound. And how about like cloud? Cloud thunders. And what's the sound of the thunder? The sound of the thunder is known as rumbling sound, rumbles. And how about the sound of like aeroplane? Aeroplane zooms, zooming sound, zooms. What's the sound of the train? Train rumbling sound, rumbles. So here thunder rumbles, train rumbles. And what? Finally we come back to the answer here, fire. Well, when you look at the answer choices, we know the answer for each one, like each of the answer choice other than answer choice A. So the patters, that's rain patters, whistles, that engine whistle, wiper swishes. So which one is the answer? Fire. The sound would be crackles. Fire crackles. How about like paper? What's the sound of the paper? Paper crinkles. Paper crinkles. Coin. What's the sound of the coin? Coin clings. Let's go for next one here. Number 6, 130, 222, 350, 520. So what are those numbers? 130, 222, 350. Either you take differences or you find something else. So if you take difference 130 and 222, what's the difference? That's 92 is the difference, correct? 92. So 130, 222, 350, 520. Okay, so this difference 92 and 222 and 350, what's the difference? 220 and 350, that difference is going to be 130. So this is 128 is the difference. And 350 and 520, what is the difference? 350 plus 200 is 550, less by 30, so it's 170. So 92, 128, 170. Is that a pattern? Or anything else? What is this 130? That is 11 square plus 9, 222, 15 square minus 3, and 350, 19 square minus 11. However, it doesn't give any kind of pattern for us, the squares. What else we have? Anything else? 130, 350, etc. Something else what we have is like cubes, 5 cube. 5 cube is 125, so this is 5 cube plus 5. And this one is 6 cube. 6 cube is 216, so it's 216 plus 6. Then 350, that is 7 cube plus 7. And 8 cube is what? 512, so 8 cube plus 8. So n cube plus n pattern. So next one must be 9 cube plus 9. 9 cube plus 9, well, it is 729 plus 9, so 738. That's the answer. So that is NQ plus N pattern. Now question number 7. A's father is the father of B's mother. So A's father. This is the father of A. So father of A. We call that person as Q. So that's the father of A. So since it's a father, it's a male. So A's father is the father of B's mother. A's father, that same person, is the father of B's mother. So B, and we have the mother of B. This is the mother of B. Mother of B, we call it a different name. We call the mother of B as, let's say, W. Mother of B is W, and that's a mother. So that person is a female. Okay, so A's father is this person Q. Q is the father of B's mother. So B's mother is W. So A's father Q is the father of W. And B has a brother C, and B got a brother C. And B and C are siblings. And how is C's father? The father of C. The father of C must be the father of B as well. And B and C, their mother is here. So father must be mother's husband. So father. So how is C's father related to A? The father of C, this person, how is that person related to A? Here we know that the father of A and W are same. So that means A and W are siblings. So from this person's point of view, this person's wife is W, and this A is W's brother. Well, A is male or female? Gender of A is not given. Okay, fine. So this is a sibling of W. We can say it's a sibling. So how is C's father related to A? So that means A's point of view, who is C's father? A's point of view, A could be male or a female, that A's sibling's husband. So that must be brother-in-law. So this is a male. So the answer is what? Brother-in-law. However, if they ask the question in a different way, that means how is C's father? How is C's father? Instead of that, how is A related to C's father? That case, what would be the answer? So this case, what you have to look at from the C's father's point of view. C's father is here. That person's point of view, who is A? So C's father is here, and that person's point of view, A is wife's sibling. That sibling could be male or a female. If it's a female, sister-in-law. If it's a male, brother-in-law. So that case, there are two possible answers, or data inadequate. But the way the question is asked, we have a clear answer. The answer is what? Brother-in-law. Now question number 8. 259-1937. So what is it? Again, number series 259, 2, 5, 9, 19, 37. So what are the differences here? The differences are, let's say 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 4 is 9, so 3 and 4, perfectly all right. The next difference is 10. And next difference, how much is that? 19. Well, 19 plus 18 is 37, correct? 19 plus 20 is what? 39. So it's 18. So is there any logic behind these differences? 3, 4, 10, 18? I don't see that. However, if you look at that question from a different angle, look at this. 2 into 2 plus 1 is 5. 5 into 2 minus 1 is 9. So 9 into 2 plus 1 is 19. Then 19 into 2 minus 1. 19 into 2 is 38. 38 minus 1, 37. So into 2 plus 1, into 2 minus 1. Into 2 plus 1, into 2 minus 1. Next one must be into 2 plus 1. So 37 into 2. How much is that? 37 into 2. 35 into 2 is 70. So 37 into 2, 74. 74 plus 1, 75. So the answer must be 75. Let's go for the next one. This is pretty much an alphabet series question. D, E, G, I, K, N, P, T. So what is that? D, G, K, P, and what? So D, fourth letter, G 7, K 11, and P is what? 16. So 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 plus 5 is 16. Now 16 plus 6 must be 22. Which is that letter? 22, V. And how many answer choices starting from V? There are 2 answer choices. So that means we have to look for the next letter as well. So next letter, let's find out. So E and I. 5, 9. So 4 is the difference. Then I and N. So 9 and 14. 5 is the difference. And 14 and 20. So 6 is the difference. Next one must be 7. So, well, 27. 20 plus 7, 27. 27th letter, A. So VA must be the answer. VA. Now let's go for question number 10. River and river bank. So there is some kind of relation between river and river bank. Everybody knows what is river and river bank. And we need to find another pair having the same relation as a river and river bank. So door and knob, tree and fruit, well, bedroom and staircase, a road and footpath. Which is going to be that relation? Of course, we know that this is the river, right? And the river bank is the area which is near to that river, a narrow band. So that is pretty much the river bank. And similar way, we have road and the footpath. Footpath is a narrow strip. It is for pedestrians. So that is on both sides of the road. And that is the similar way thing. What is a river bank? That's both sides of the river. So the answer would be road and footpath. Number 11. In this case we have 13 and something is missing here. We need to find the number here. And what's the relation here? 23, 29. That relation is difference is 6. Pretty simple. And 13 plus 6, it must be 19. Well, among the answer choices, we don't have 19. That's the issue with this question. If it is, 19 is given among the choices, that would be perfectly all right. So that means the 6 difference doesn't work for us. We need to think about something else. What else you have? 23 and 29. These are like 2 odd numbers, 23, 29. So same way 13 and we have another odd number. So we have 17 is here, we have 15 is here, we have 23 is here. These are all odd numbers. Then we have no idea which one is the correct answer. Next possibility, 23 is a prime number and 29 is the next prime number after 23. So 23 and 29 are consecutive prime numbers in the ascending order. So same way 13 and the next prime number must be 17. So 17 must be the answer. Now number 12. This is what it is. C, D, E, G, H, I, L, M, N. So C, D, E. So C, D, E, 3, 4, 5 consecutive letters. Then G, H, I, 3 consecutive letters. Another 3 consecutive letters, L, M, N. Then we have R, S, T as well. So ultimately, when we look at the answer choices, we are looking for 3 consecutive letters. So X, Y, Z, 3 consecutive letters. Y, Z, A, again 3 consecutive letters. Z, A, B, these are like 3 consecutive letters. So which one is going to be the answer? We have no idea. Now in that case, we have to look at the pattern. So what is a pattern? What kind of a pattern appears here? Let's try this. E and G. So the last letter of the first set and the first letter of the last set, that difference is 2. E is 5, G is 7. Then I and L. I is 9 and L is what? 12. So that means that difference is 3. Then N and R. Well, N is 14 and R is 18. So that difference is 4. So naturally, it's 2, 3, 4. Next T and the next letter of the answer, the first letter of the answer must be the 5 difference. So T is 20, 20 plus 5, 25, it's Y, then Z, then A must be the answer. 2 consecutive letters after Y, Z and A. So Y, Z, A. So answer choice B. Next question here. These are pretty much verbal analogy type questions. Sheep is to you, sheep and you, and elephant and what? So what is that relation, sheep and you? Sheep, you means what? That's a female sheep. Same way elephant, and what is the female elephant? Is it like herd, is it cow or trumpet or forest? From among the answer choice, there's only one possibility. What is that? Cow. So the female of elephant is what? Cow. Some of the animals, you know what, their female names are pretty interesting. And how about the cat, which is a female? What's the female name of the cat? Well, it's a she cat. Female cat is called she cat. How about horse? Female horse is what? Mare. And how about a female fox? Fox is what? Vixen. And how about female duck? Female duck is known as duck, and the male duck is drake, D-R-A-K-E. And how about other animals? Some of them are really interesting. For example, chicken, female chicken. Female chicken, everybody knows that's hen. What is the male chicken? Male chicken is a rooster. And ultimately, so we get the answer what? Elephant is to cow. And morphine sedates. So morphine sedates. Same way alcohol what? Alcohol, what it does? Infuriates, motivates, intoxicates, soothes. What is it? Well, some people it infuriates. We may have seen it, right? Infuriation. Then some people it is motivation, some people it's intoxicates, and some people it soothes. You know what? These are all different possibilities we must have seen, but you know what? The alcohol, what it does is intoxication. So the answer is what? Intoxicates. This is what it is. And how about like 15? 15, seamstress is needle. Seamstress is needle. And what is that seamstress? Seamstress, the tailor woman. Okay, that's a seamstress. Seamstress is needle. Then how about the pair which we have here? Which pair? It's exactly same as seamstress is to needle. Seamstress and needle, that connection, it's professional and tool. Same way. Mason, cement. What is the tool of mason? The tool of mason? Is it like cement? Mason, the tool of mason is known as trowel. It is not like cement. How about like a teacher? Is that the book? Well, it can be. The best tool that the teacher most of the time uses rather than the book, it is a chalk. So second one may not be the best answer. How about like banker and money? The tool of the banker is not really the money. Banker handles money, but it is not the tool. Carpenter, chisel. Well, yes. Carpenter uses what? Chisel. So the tool of the carpenter is chisel. So the best answer here, it's D. Next question, what you have is DEG. DEG and HIK. What is it? D, it's 4. E, 5. G is what? 7. So what kind of a relation it is? DEG. So ultimately, what we see here? D plus 1 is E, E plus 2 is G. And HIK. H plus 1 is I plus how much? I is 9, 9 plus 2 is 11. So 1 and 2. And if you apply the same relation here, M and N. M plus 1 is N, N plus 2 is P. So the relation what we see here, plus 1 plus 2, plus 1 plus 2. And the 3 letters over here, that must be the same relation, plus 1 plus 2. So it must be plus, first letter plus 1, second letter plus 2. And which is that possible options we have here? Q and R. Q plus 1 is R, R plus 1 is S. So first one cannot be the answer. R plus 1, second answer choice. R plus 1 is S, S plus 2 is U. Okay, that's good. Then Q, R, T. Well, Q plus 1 is R, R plus 2 is T. Okay, so C can be the possibility. Then R, T, U. Well, R plus 2 is T, so that cannot be possible. That is not possible. So beta and C. B and C, these are the two answers possible. This one, first one is not really possible. See this, first one is not really possible, and the last one is not really possible as well. So if that is the case, we have to look at, well, either B or C. How do you find out which is the exact answer? In that case, we need to look for the relation here. See that this is G and this is H. G and H. The first one, the first pair, G, the last letter of the first set is G, and the first letter of the second set is H. So G and H, consecutive letters. Same way, M and P, okay, M and P, so P and the next letter, that must be Q. So ultimately what we have is Q plus 1 is R, R plus 2 is what? T. So Q, R, T must be the answer. Now 17, what we have here, 783, 675. So 783 and 675, what kind of connection we have there? 783, 675. 783, 675, I like that. 675, this is 625, what is 25 square plus 50. And can we express this 783 something like that? Or there is another possibility, this is 26 square minus 1. 26 square is 676, so minus 1. And how about 783? 783 is like 784 minus 1. 784 is 28 square minus 1. 28 square minus 1. So 28 square, 26 square. 323. 323, is it a square minus 1? Well, it is 18 square minus 1. So here it's 28 and 26. In this case, it must be, next pair must be 18 and 16. So 16 square minus 1. 16 square minus 1, how much is that? 16 square is 256. Minus 1 is 255. So the answer must be 255. Number 18. Book is to publisher as the film is to what? Book and publisher, film and what? So book is to publisher, the person who published the book is the person who invests in the book. It may not be the author. Sometimes it could be the author, but you know what, publisher is the person who invests money and he makes the book available for the readers and he prints it, he distributes it, and of course naturally he gets a profit from that. Same way, film, who spends money to make the film? Is it like a writer, editor, director, producer? Who is it? Director, he directs the film. Does it mean that he produces the film? Not really. Actually, the person who invests money for filmmaking is the producer. Some of the cases, director and producer could be the same persons, but actually the person who spends money for filmmaking, well, it is the producer. And the person who spends money, invests money in book publishing, that's called publisher. So in this case, the answer is what? Producer. Number 19. How is Rena's mother's father-in-law's daughter's only brother is related to her? Rena's mother's father-in-law. Rena's mother's father-in-law, who is that? Mother's father-in-law means father's father. So father's father's daughter, that means father's sister. So father's father's daughter is father's sister's. Father, sister's only brother. Father, sister's only brother must be her father. So the answer is what? Father. Next question. This is what? Stare is to glance. Stare and glance. What is the connection? Stare, glance. Stare means we're looking at what? Harsh, right? For longer period of time. But glance means just take a casual look. That's glancing. Staring means that's different. So both are like stare and glance. These are like the different forms of looking at something. Similar way, do we have any other answer choice given here, which is having the same relation of stare and glance? Stare is we are looking at something for a prolonged period of time, and glance means just casual look. So same way, do you have two different degrees of the same thing among the answer choices, like gulp and sip, confide and tell, hunt and stalk, and step and walk? The first one, what is gulp and sip? Gulp means, well, if you are thirsty, how you drink water? That is gulping. And if you drink a hot coffee or a hot tea, how do you drink it? Sipping. So sipping and gulping is both. It is drinking some kind of beverage, liquid. So, however, it is two different degrees. So that is similar to that of like stare and glance. So ultimately the answer is what? Gulp and sip, if you don't have any other answer better than this. So look at that. Do you have any other answer better than gulp and sip? Nothing. And well, that case, it is last answer choice given a step and walk. Rather than step and walk, if it is given as a run and walk, that could be a possibility, because run and walk, it's the movement of human beings. Run is like a faster, more intensive process, and walking is much more slower, not that intensive. So that's run and walk, it's possible, but we don't have such an answer. It's called what? It's step and walk. Step and walk doesn't make sense. So the answer must be gulp and sip. Then 11 and 24, 13 and what? We'll take a look at that. Question number 21. What is it? 11 and 24. 11 and 24. At a glance, what I see here, 11 plus 13 is 24. Same way, difference is 13. So 11 plus 13 is 24. Same way, 13 plus 13 is what? 26. We don't have such an answer. We have 126, but we don't have 26. Another possibility, 11 plus 13, right? So 13 is what? 11 is an odd number. 13 is the next odd number. So we take it such a way that 13 plus next odd number is 15. So 13 plus 15, that is 28. So we don't have such an answer. Another possibility, 11 and 13. 13 is what? 13 is the difference, and the 13 is the next prime number after 11. 11 is a prime number, 13 is the next prime number. If you do it same way here, 13 and the next prime number after 13, that would be 17. So 13 plus 17, that must be 30. But we have no answer choice which is less than 56. All other answer choices are more than that. So is there any other possibility we have here? Let's take a look at all the possibilities what we have here. 11 and 24. 11 is to 24. Same way, 13 is to what? So 11 is to 24. Another possibility what I see here, 11 into 2. That is 22. Plus 2 is 24. Same way, 13 into 2. Plus 2. 13 into 2 is 26. So 26 plus 2 is 28. We don't have such an answer. If you had such an answer 28, that would have been correct for us. But unfortunately, we don't have such an answer. What else you see here? Another thing what I notice here, you know what? Here 11 into 2 plus 2, that is perfectly all right. In this case, 13 into 2 plus 2 doesn't work. That means 13 into some other number plus some other number. It could be a possibility. That case, you know what, there must be some kind of a peculiarity for this 2 as well. Why this 2 is here? 11, and why this 11 is multiplied by 2? Why this 13 is not multiplied by 2? If 13 is multiplied by 2, then we add 2. That case, we don't have the answer. So that case, 13 is multiplied by 2 plus 2 is not a possibility for us. Then what is the next possibility? Here we need to check why this 2 appears here. Is there any reason behind that 2? So what we see here, this is 1 and this is 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So sum of the digits. If you take sum of the digits, and how about we take sum of the digits here? So this case it's 1 plus 3. 1 plus 3 is what? 4. So this case 13 is not really multiplied by 2, but 13 is multiplied by 4. So 13 into 4 plus 4. So 11 into 2 plus 2 is 24. 13 into 4 plus 4. 13 into 4 plus 4, how much is that? 13 into 4, 52, right? 52 plus 4, 56. Yes, we have the answer 56. Perfectly all right. The next question. Okay, so that's the same question. I think that's a repetition. Yeah, that's a repetition. No need to worry about it. And the next one, 22. Ink, pen and paper. So what is that connection? Ink, pen and paper. Ink, pen, paper. So we may use ink inside the pen, and pen is used to write on the paper. Same kind of relation for what? Watch, dial and strap, and book, paper and letters, and farmer, plow and field, color, brush and canvas. So which is the best answer? Exactly as this one. So ink, pen and paper. Same way, color, brush and canvas. So the answer is what? D. And this is classification. Classification, odd one out type of question. So the first one is a rosewood, mahogany, teak and plum tree. What is rosewood? Rosewood. Another way it is known as viti. In Malayalam this is known as viti or iti. So that's a wood, rosewood. Then mahogany, everybody knows what is mahogany, right? Then teak as well. And what is plum tree? Well, these trees, rosewood, mahogany and teak, it is used for making furniture, buildings, those kind of things. Plum tree, I never heard that plum tree is used for those kind of things. At the same time, rosewood, mahogany and teak doesn't give any kind of fruit for us to eat. That means no edible fruits from these three trees. But plum tree, that gives fruits, edible fruits. So which is different? Plum tree must be the one different. Then we have cheetah, stag, panther and leopard. Cheetah, everybody knows what is cheetah. What is stag? What is that stag? Stagbrook Estate. I heard of the Stagbrook Estate somewhere in Kutikanam. So Stagbrook. So there are two different things come from that. Stag and brook. Stag, brook. What is brook? Brook is what? Pretty much a stream. So Stagbrook Estate means a stag which is came near to the brook for drinking some water. So what is stag? Stag is, well, it's deer, right? So deer family. So stag is deer. Then how about panther? Panther, of course, it's I think it's a black panther. So that is pretty much a big cat, something like cheetah. Well, it's not exactly like cheetah, but it's different from cheetah. So it's panther. That's again cat family. Then leopard, of course. So cheetah, leopard, panther, these are all from cat family. Stag is totally different. So stag is herbivores, and all other animals are carnivorous. At the same time, stag is not from the cat family. All others are from cat family. There are many reasons for that. Number 25. So what is the answer for that question? So we have 4 letters given, and which one is different from the group? Normal case, when we get letters, the first thing would come to our mind is vowels, consonants, those kind of things. So in this case, O is a vowel, and X is a consonant, E is a vowel, and P is a consonant. We have 2 vowels and 2 consonants. If it's like 3 vowels and 1 consonant, consonant can be the one which is different. Or we have 3 consonants and 1 vowel, then that vowel can be different in the group. But this case we have 2 consonants and 2 vowels. So that doesn't give us the answer. Then what is the next possibility? Anything else? We may think about the position values of these letters. Does it help us? So this is 15 and this one is 24. And how about like E is 5. E is 5 and P is 16. So what do you see here? The position values, you know what, 15 and 5, these are odd numbers. So position values, these 2 letters represents the position value which are odd numbers. And well, this X is 24 and P is 16. Those 2 represents what? Even position values. So 2 of them are even, 2 of them are odd. Still it doesn't help us. Then what else is like digital sum or sum of the digits? So here we have 1 plus 5. 1 plus 5 is what? 6. And here 2 plus 4. 2 plus 4 is what? 6. And next one is 5. And that case the sum of the digits is 5 itself. And the last one, 1 plus 6 is 7. Okay, so that case 1 plus 6, 7. Now look at that position, sum of the digits here, 6, 6 and 6. Then we have 5 and 7. So 6 and 6 both are even numbers, and 5 and 7 both are odd numbers. And you know what, 2 of them are prime numbers, 5 and 7. 5 and 7 are prime numbers. Here 6 and 6 are composite numbers. So still we are not really getting the answer. And what we see here, one of the possibility what we see here, 16 is the only perfect square in the group. All others are not perfect squares. Oh, that is a possibility. So that case P can be an answer. And at the same time you have to be aware of another factor here. O, X and P, O, X and P, these are like the position values are 15, 24 and 16. These are the position values after 13. So that means the first half of English alphabets, it is 1 to 13. So none of the letters, none of these letters O, X and P are in the first half of English alphabets. But you know what, this E, that's the only letter in the first half of English alphabets, all other letters in the second half. So E can be an answer, and at the same time P is the only perfect square, 16. So P can be an answer as well. There are 2 possibilities. This question, of course, this has a minor logical flaw, but these kind of questions may appear for your exam. So be aware of that. So which one you are going to mark in this case? Well, both answers. What I feel is E and P both are right. There's nothing wrong with that. And if finally it comes to the results, if they mark the answer choice C, some of you have marked this answer choice, and if they give you the answer key with P as the answer, then definitely you can challenge it. Or the other way, if you marked your answer as the last one, but if they give C as the answer choice, then definitely you can challenge it, because both are valid answers. So ultimately this is what exactly we need to discuss for the day. So keep on walking, and definitely we meet again until some of you have finished your exams. So keep on doing what you are doing right now. So keep on working on that, different possibilities, and seems like the questions are relatively straightforward. So far from the exams we have seen so far that questions are straightforward, not that complicated. So no need to worry about it. Do your part, and definitely you will get the decent score. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.